Chair now recognizes the gentleman from Georgia, Dr. McCormick.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, I think it's great that the Democrats are finally concerned about the border. It's fantastic. I hope more of them join that fight in the future. It's fantastic, especially after 4 years of allowing millions upon millions across the border without any concern until now. When we talk about politicizing the military, I find it also very laughable when, for the first time, if you were to wear a "Make the Military Accountable to the Mission Again" hat, would that be considered political?
I think in many ways that's one of our slogans.
Okay, exactly. Mission accomplishment. When I was a young Marine and an old Marine, we were always focused on the mission accomplishment. One of the greatest things you've done is brought us back to our focal point, the ethos of the warrior. Make America Great Again, also I disqualify as political. That's something that every politician should want to do, let alone any military or non-military person that lives in America. So I dismiss that as political. I'm glad that you brought the mission back to all services. As a matter of fact, when I was down at University of North Georgia and we challenged you to come down to one of the Elite Eight, I was really impressed. I've always made fun of the Army, no offense to my Army comrades, about their PT. They were bringing it. They made it scientific. They're mission-oriented. They are absolutely focused 100% in large part because of the new leadership of the military, which I'm really excited about. I'm looking forward to getting you down there. One of the interesting things that happened recently is the activation of the National Guard in California. This had to be done because, quite frankly, California didn't take care of its own. We actually recently sponsored and wrote legislation that would make those states culpable for the finances that are spent on those National Guardsmen when the governor or the local magistrates don't do what's required to take control of their own problem that was created because of their lack of action. Do you think that's a good idea, or do you have a better idea for motivating people to do what's right instead of having the president step in?
I think what the president has done here is common sense. If a governor and a mayor will not protect federal law enforcement officers in the execution of their basic functions, then the military, whether it's the National Guard or the Marines, is constitutionally or through statute allowed to come in and provide that security. That's precisely what we've done. The president, unlike in 2020 in Minnesota, when Governor Walz allowed a precinct to burn down, President Trump said that will not happen. We will get in front of this. We will not allow this to cascade. We will protect our law enforcement. And he's provided that clarity and common sense, and we're proud to be on that mission.
I'm glad the president stepped in where local Democrats have not stepped up to the plate. One of the things I noticed in my recent experience as a veteran is I had to go down to the DEER's office in person, take a half a day off. Now, luckily, I have staff that can help me arrange those things, but I had to send in a form where my son, just to prove my son's still in college, instead of emailing it or faxing it or whatever we do in the modern technology, I do it at the DMV. I would hope that you and your leadership would help us as veterans make it a much more friendly 21st century experience. And I would hope that you would look at that just in your administration. I appreciate you very much. Finally, I want to give you an opportunity to talk about a little bit about Ukraine. One of the things I've said all along is the president's one of the most peaceful presidents there is. When they worry about invasions of foreign countries, this president has avoided war like no other president in modern history. He has actually been very good at foreign relations despite his lack of previous experience. Now he has a lot of, and he did the Abraham Accords. One of the things that I thought would be interesting when we talk about peace from strength, the United States and Europe combined have a $50 trillion GDP. Russia has 2. We decimated them, we meaning the Ukrainian forces, with our support, decimated 50% of their armor and about 1 million casualties just based on the little bit they've given. Do you think, according to the Supreme Allied Commander who was testifying here before, that if we gave them wholesale support, we could end this war very quickly if Russia won't come to the table per President Trump's guidance?
There are multiple ways in which we could help affect the front line and negotiations, and the department is prepared to support what might be necessary to do so, but our overall message is, and there's been billions spent already, and there are presidential drawdown authorities that exist right now that are still going in support of Ukraine, but our encouragement is that our European allies continue to step up as well.
General Kane, what do you think about Ukraine? You got about 10 seconds, sorry.
Well, sir, I think, you know, obviously the killing's got to stop on both sides, and that's, as all of us, you, thank you for your service as a warfighter, know.
Gentleman's time's